Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Kardec Radio. This is the daily prayer program, and I'm a host, Daniel Peon. I'm glad that we made it. It was an unusual day for internet connection, so I believe this session will be recorded, and I hope we can join together in this daily prayer anytime you have during this week. I selected some nice excerpt text for us today. But before I go into the text, let me take this moment so we can together have a small prayer, so we can balance our minds and get into the tune in of the high spirits. Do you want me to join me? Okay, so let's do it together. Let me try to put some music for us. Not sure if it's be able to listen to. I hope so. And if you can, close your eyes. And together we do this initial prayer. Beloved Mother, Father God, our Creator, we praise you. We love you so much. We acknowledge that everything we have experienced, all our happiness, all the love, everything came from you and the opportunity you gave us. Also, we understand that all the obstacles, pain and suffering are not because of lack of love from you, but it's because of this love that wants us to evolve, to learn. That's why we shall pass through all this. We know that sometimes we don't follow, even in these past lives, we didn't follow some right decisions. And as we skip those good decisions, and we somehow need to correct our mistakes and learn. And with your mercy is always so good, because we have hope in the future where we will be a more illuminated spirit and not having to suffer that much. So the pain and sorrows that we cause to others are diminished by your mercy when it's our time to expiate them. God, we also want to thank you for allowing your Son to be with us all this time and to have directly taught us about your law. We would also like to thank Chico, Xavier, Emmanuel, from many, many books and words, but especially for the text that we are going to be reflecting today. And with this gratitude in our hearts, we would like to ask your permission to start this prayerful moment of today. And so be it. All right. Very good. It's a good start. So my friends, text I selected, it's called Half Good. Yes, it's Half Good. And it's from the book Livro da Esperança, so the Book of Hope, as I mentioned, from Emmanuel, from the psychography of Chico, Xavier. And in this beautiful, beautiful book, the chapter 68, we have this not that concise as other texts. I would like to first read for you, and then I'll take the liberty to make some comments on some phrases. But I'll just start reading for you, and please let me know in your comments if these words somehow touch you for your daily lives. So what is this about half good? So Emmanuel starts with quotations. So the first quotation was taken from the Gospel, and it says, "But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." It was from Jesus in Matthew 7:14. There's also a quotation from Allan Kardec, taken from the Gospel according to Spiritism, that says, "Beloved brethren, take advantage of these lessons. It is difficult to practice them, but the soul harvests them immensely well." The soul harvests them immensely well. Believe me, make the sublime effort I ask you to love, and you will see the earth soon transformed into paradise, where the souls of the righteous will come to rest. In the chapter 11, 9. Emmanuel starts saying, "Often we come across those who admire the love towards the neighbor and who, without the courage to cut off the roots of self-attachment, indulge in activities of the half-good, remaining involved in the movement of evil. They lend valuable help to those who administer, but they demand favors and privileges, thus causing difficulties. They finance beneficent endeavors, distributing true beneficences, yet they levy tributes, demands of gratitude, thus multiplying problems. They enter suffering homes, being made necessary by the affection that they demonstrate, but they ask for concessions that end up hurting like hard blows. They offer precious cooperation to help others' afflictions. However, they require special attention, thus creating embarrassments. They feed the needy and put burdens on their shoulders. They welcome the less fortunate children, reserving the yoke of servitude in the family shelter. They praise companions so that these same companions may set a throne for them. They protect friends by turning them into puppets and slaves. We are not unaware that every cultivator expects results from the cultivation of which they are engaged, right? Nor do we ignore that sowing and harvesting according to the agriculture constitute mathematical operations in the mechanisms of the law. Let us examine here only the strange aptitude of those who do not deny the efficacy of self-denial and abnegation, but surrender to the frenzied, the feverish selfishness of those who tend to distribute 5 coins to help others with the intention of obtaining 5,000 coins. Indeed, the minimum good is divine light, if carried out without hidden agendas, as in the case of the humble widow of the gospel that stood out in the teachings of the Christ for having yielded of herself, who had donated the simple importance of 2 pennies without any condition. In this way, let us be wary of the system of the half good, where evil insinuates itself, poisoning the source of good works. Half-good road causes accidents. Vipers enter the house through breaches. The good asks for total giving, so that the good of all can be manifested in the world. That's why the good must be practiced with absolute disinterestedness and indefatigable, indefatigable devotion. Without it being lawful for us to claim, without it being lawful for us to claim any good. And that's it. So Emmanuel is always very careful with the words he uses. And I think sometimes the text itself, it's worth to read twice or three times so we can digest it better. But what I will do is I will just do some highlights, right, from Emmanuel explaining to us this peril of half good. Because if we don't pay attention, we could be doing half good. And as Emmanuel explained it by the end of this text, it's like having a half-built road, right? It causes accidents. If you have breaches in your walls, you could be, having dangers in your place. So we know that. We know we shouldn't be half good. So let's pay attention to the examples that Emmanuel tells us in this text. So first, it tells about lend valuable help for those who administer, but demand favors or privileges in return. So if you do favors expecting favors in return, it's like status quo, right? So you're doing a favor by thinking, I will get that favor back. So what good is that, right? The finance these persons, the half good, could be one of us. They finance beneficent endeavors distributing true beneficence, yet they demands gratitude, right? So it's the same as the previous, but we are expecting gratitude instead of favor, right? And another example is about when you do affection and you demonstrate affection, but you ask for concessions. So it's like if you show truly affection, you don't ask anything on return, right? Should I? Otherwise, it's interest, and it hurts people. Right? They offer precious cooperation, as Emmanuel says, to help others' afflictions, however they require special attention, thus creating embarrassments. I think this is very in connection with today's self-promotion, right? So I offer cooperation, there's for all their afflictions, but I want attention. So we see this a lot in social media, right? So I'm doing the good, I'm doing the good. Look at me, look at me. So is this really about the good, or this is half good? Because you're expecting, to be promoted, self-promoted with that. The other example from Emmanuel, they feed the needy but put burdens on their shoulders. So you're like in these situations, you're giving dinner, lunch, any meal, you're feeding, but you're expecting exchange of something from them, like not, as I mentioned, a gratitude, but also any material or any emotional thing from them. So, well, it's straightforward. This one about welcome less fortunate children, reserving the yoke of servitude in the family shelter. So it means it's this practice of, okay, I'll help these children and having something in return. Like this is very common in many countries, like the child labor abuse, right? So I'm helping, I'm giving this child a job and money so can feed itself, feed the family, but I'm using the labor, right? And we know that that child should be in schools, they should be, playing, not working. And there is also the slavery by adoption. So some families, also very common in many, many countries in this planet, where you still adopt a kid, but this kid is not like other members of the family. So it turns to be a modern slave with a modern slavery in your home. So yes, we have friends of ours or brothers and sisters in this planet still doing it. There is also the example of praising companions, not that strong, right? As we're talking about child labor, but praising companions for this, so that these companions may set a throne for us. So it's like apple polish, praiser by interest. And the last one is about protecting friends by turning them into puppets. So it's not really true serving and protection, right? But it's a self-beneficial bondage. It's an exchange again. So my friends, it's very good to read and take this text in consideration so we can really see if we are applying this abnegation, this self-denial, right, in our good actions. So we know that we always should seek the good and do the good, but we have to also evaluate the good we are doing, how we are doing, what is within our mind. So it's a very good practice by the end of the day to reflect in the good you have done, but not praising yourself. Say, wow, look the good I've done. Analyze the good I've done. You did it really with your heart totally open, with absolutely self-denial. I will reflect on that. My friend, thank you for being with me. So right now I will try to put some music again. Not sure if it will work because of some internet behaviors strangely today. And also my technical here. But the most important part is so we can be together in a good vibe, as Narciso is saying here. And we can have this small prayer for starting this week in a very good mood and with a lot of hope in our hearts. So please join me, closing your eyes if you can. Putting your thoughts in a calm place. Taking a deep breath. Letting our guardian angels to approach so they can give their best advice. So we feel this immense gratitude for their endeavors and efforts towards us. And that's, my friends, this is true love. They don't expect nothing from us. They only love us for what we are with full abnegation. But still, let's show them all the gratitude we can, praising together with them our Lord Jesus and our God. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for allowing us to be together in this small prayer. We would like to humbly ask you to use our connections, our goodwill, so we can create, so we can transform our small light into the beautiful and bright light that comes from you. And we want that. So our brothers and sisters who are passing through difficult moments, mental issues, domestic issues, violence, fear, all types of anguishes and hurdles throughout the planet, in prisons, refugee camps, in hospitals, nursing homes, schools, at the streets, on the streets and in hospices. Please, Lord, allow them to receive your light so their hope and their inner love sparkles and they can trust in their Creator so they can fulfill their mission in this planet. They can surpass all their burden. They can learn and they can love as you wish us to love each other and to love ourselves. Our brothers and sisters that are in this much need also can take advantage from direct help from our colleagues, incarnated or discarnated, who are supporting them in hospitals, everywhere. They are guardian angels. Dear Lord, please also illuminate all these spiritual friends and incarnated friends so they can influence, so they can catalyze our incarnated and discarnated brothers and sisters who are in most need. Please, Lord. And knowing that you never give up on us and that you always trust in our capability to endeavor and in our capability to learn and love, we ask you to increase our hope and our faith on you. Thank you, my Lord. And under your protection and with your permission, we would like to close this prayerful moment of today. And so be it. All right. Good. Well, I loved this session. Thank you so much, my friends. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. And God willing, I see you next Monday. Bye-bye. Take care.